Welcome. My name is Grandma Storm. I write stories for young adults. Today I am reading chapters 16 through 20 in my book, 146 BC. Chapter 16. As wild as the wind had been, now the sails were slack. Headway depended on the muscle of the oarsman. With each stroke, the Quin Quireme drew closer to Carthage. The ship officers in Burak sat with wine in their cups, the setting sun to their backs. Rin stood before them. Her clear voice rose on the warm sea air. Singing always turned her heart to home. She sang as if more and far sat before her, and not these strange men. From somewhere below her feet, a voice joined her song. Startled, Rin stopped her performance to listen. A male voice sang the words of home. Milkar and Burak exchanged glances. "Bring that oarsman," commanded Milkar to an officer. Turning to Burak, he continued, "Why, your little bird sings sweetly. This could add spice to the night's entertainment." A young man with flaming red hair was led from below. He held his head high and pulled his arm away from the officer guiding him to stand beside Rin. This caused a few grins to be exchanged among the crew. That did not go unnoticed by the red-headed oarsman. "Sing," commanded Milkar. Rin picked up where the man's voice had joined her song. It was a ballad in her native tongue about the goddess Freya. The red-headed oarsman did not sing. He looked like he was going to spit. Milkar shifted in his chair. Burak pursed his lips. Instead of using the original words to the song, Rin decided to sing, "Friend, calm your heart and sing with me." Startled, the young man turned to Rin and sang, "Who are you?" "I am Rin, stolen from my home." "I am Torn, sold by my brother to these men of the sea." Rin wanted to sing "Why?" but a glance to Burak's face told her he knew she was not singing the usual word. Turning to Torn, Rin spoke in their shared tongue. "Please sing with me the song of Freya." "No, they will beat you. So they beat me all the time." "Take him away," sighed Milkar. As he was pulled below deck, Torn shouted words only Rin could understand. "Victory to Rome." Turning to Burak, Milkar added, "I thought it would be entertaining, but the lout has ruined the presentation of your little songbird. Anyway, the hour is late. Let us retire to my cabin. There are things I wish to discuss with you." Chapter 17. "Nkosi, what is Rome? Why did that man say, 'Victory to Rome'?" "Oh, Rin, never talk about Rome. It will upset Lord Burak." "That foolish red-haired man, did he say that?" "Yes, he said victory to Rome." "Oh, that is not good. Nkosi will tell you what I know of these affairs. Rome is a great city. Carthage is a great city. Rome and Carthage fought 2 wars. Despite great General Hannibal's efforts for Carthage, Rome won twice. Now Carthage is bound by a treaty that drains her silver to Rome and leaves her without defense. There is a new generation that is not content to be a slave to Rome. Rebellion stirs." "Ha! Listen to this old slave talk. I leave you to sleep. I go to serve Lord Burak." Rin, wrapped in her shawl, settled in her berth and waited for sleep. Questions filled her mind. her eyes closed with a prayer to Freya on her lips. More? Milkar asked as the men sat in the captain's quarters. Barak held up his hand. Your wine is good, but I prefer a clear head. Tell me, Lord Barak, what was your mission? Remember, no questions. But this I will say, you and I are among the true men of Carthage. Though Hannibal be dead, his spirit yet lives through us. The yoke of Rome must be broken. Their agreements mean nothing. Their treaty is backed by lies. Massinissa, that treacherous king of the south, harasses Carthage. Yet Rome does nothing to help us as they agreed to do. We must be allowed to defend our own city, our own people. On all these points we agreed, nodded Milkar. Perhaps we agree on more. I will not inquire of the past, but permit me to inquire of the future. Have you knowledge of a port for this ship? My orders are to take her to Carthage, yet when I inquired at the temple of Melkart in Gades, I received an unfavorable answer from the priest. I am not a religious man, but I am cautious. I offered sacrifice and inquired again. A different priest concurred that my ship is in danger. As captain, I am liable to the investors for the safety of the ship and crew. I am unsure what to do. I understand, replied Barak. My orders to return are the same as yours, but I have been away over 2 years. Who knows what awaits us in Carthage? I agree, a cautious approach is prudent. What would it mean to your investors to find safe harbor for the ship? Well, everything, of course, declared the captain. My father, Lord Senatus, has a country estate northwest of Carthage in Gamarth. It is an agricultural region, largely ignored by the Roman fleet. Take the ship there. My father will know the current situation and be able to advise you. As a patriot, and at my request, he will reduce the harbor fee. Could it be used as a staging area for more ships? A fleet is being built far from Roman spies on the western shore of Iberia. Barak grimaced. That I would need to discuss with my father. We need to protect our interests as well. Believe it or not, we even trade with the accursed Romans. Their merchants wander into our harbor from time to time, desperate for supplies. Of course, we sell them the worst grain for the highest prices. Milkar laughed. A true Carthaginian, making profit from the devil himself. Come, we can certainly drink to that. You are a gracious host. One more cup, and then sleep from me. But let us drink to the memory of Hannibal and victory over Rome. Chapter 18. Rin stood beside Nikosi on the high deck. The engine of the Quinquereme, the men below their feet, drove their oars like pistons into the sea. Nikosi is happy. Today we arrive at the estate of Lord Senatus, father of our Lord Barak. Yet Nikosi is sad. The eldest son does not return. I remember burying him, Rin murmured. Yes, when Nikosi threatened you with his fist to force you to haul rock and stone when you did not understand Lord Barak's words. That is long ago. Rin, you are a good slave now. Rin reflected on those days when she was first stolen from her home. She thought of her adventures, marveling how Freya preserved her through it all. How she would love to tell more. Far, Asmund, and Un. What had happened to Un? Look, Rin, land. Rin shaded her eyes and looked where Nikosi pointed. She could see it. A new land. What would happen to her there? Would Freya yet protect her? Thanks be to Rug, sighed Nikosi. Who is Rug? Rug Sene is my god. He is the god of my people. He is merciful to Nkosi. If your god is Rug and my god is Freya, who is the god of this place? The god of Carthage is a terrible god. His name is Melkart, god of the furnace. His wife is Tanit. Listen, Nkosi, and have nothing to do with him or his wife. Carthage is great because of Melkart, but they pay a terrible price for his favor. What do you mean? When times are bad, Melkart demands the mothers of Carthage sacrifice their little ones to his fire. They let their god kill their babies? Nkosi nodded and continued. Melkart is very old and has other names as well. Baal Hamon is one. The wife is sometimes called Astarte, the face of Baal. Does Lord Barak believe this? No, he does not bow to Melkart. He is like his mother. His mother? His mother is not from Carthage. Lord Senatus brought her home from Alexandria. Her god is Jehovah. Does Jehovah kill children? No, he is like Rug. He is merciful. Lord Barak tells me Jehovah loves children and hates Melkart. Where is Alexandria? It is far away, in Egypt. Alexandria is a place of great learning. Maybe I tell you more later. Now I must go serve Lord Barak. Rin watched the shore grow closer. Details of trees, buildings, and people became clear in the morning sun. Oh, Freya, she breathed, keep your little ones safe from the terrible gods of Carthage. Chapter 19. Courtyards of flowers and fountains flowed through the villa. Arches and columns introduced wide rooms that framed views of the sea and the hills. Soft couches and wide tables furnished white-walled chambers. Floors, tiled in blue mosaics, depicted fish in the water or birds in the air. Rin and Nkosi followed Barak down long passages until Nkosi pulled her away. Lord Barak goes to his family. Slaves, unless they are called, are not permitted. Come, I will take you to the garden outside the women's quarters. There you will stay. It will be much better than sharing a stinking ship cabin with old Nkosi. What will happen to me? First a bath, then the housekeeper will give you duties. I mean, will I be sold? No way to know. Lord Barak has not spoken of selling you for some time. The big market is in Carthage. Listen to Nkosi. Do whatever is asked of you. Better to be a slave here. With that, he was gone. Rin stood in the middle of the garden, not knowing if she was permitted to look at the flowers or even breathe the air. A cough startled her. Turning, she was surprised to see a wizened man staring at her. Despite the warm sun shining on his bald head, the man was wrapped in gray wool. He sat on a bench, his back resting against the wall, a stout stick in his hand. Come here. Remembering Nkosi's advice, Rin hurried to him. From where did you come? The ship. No, silly girl. Where were you born? North? That I know. The question is how far north? The old man quizzed Rin about her journey. He learned of the yellow-bearded man that stole her from her home. He learned of the ships and her singing. Sing. Rin had not eaten since sometime the day before. Her voice felt as weak as her hollow stomach, yet she sang to the old man on the bench. She did not know others gathered behind her, drawn to the haunting melodies. As always, she ended with Moore's lullaby to Un. Tears filled her eyes as her voice faded. Hercules, I see you are making my little bird sing for her supper. It was Barak. The old man leaned on his stick and struggled to his feet. The servants that had gathered to hear Rin's singing returned to their duties. In a moment, only 3 of them remained in the garden. Sit, my friend, said Barak to Hercules. I will sit beside you. How I have longed to see my boys! How I have longed for your return! But where is Malchus? Where is your brother? He lies in a grave that borders a northern sea. The old man put trembling hands to his face and wept. Chapter 20. After a night's sleep on a bed that did not roll and pitch with the sea, bath and bread, Rin looked with new interest upon the world around her. She wanted to see Nicosi. She wanted him to explain why the great Hercules that split the land and joined the waters was an old man that cried. Even if she imagined him younger, she could not picture him moving even a shovelful of dirt. After the bath, Rin was given a white chiton. She noted all the slaves wore such garments. The women's fell to the ankles. The men's covered the body to the knees. She folded her green gown and placed it on her bed. A girl led her to the garden of the day before and left. Rin pinned the silver bird to her shoulder, sat on a bench, and drowsed in the morning sun. What is your name? Rin woke with a start. Hercules stood before her. Rin, you have been given to me. Lord Barak orders you to tell me about your home on the northern borders of human existence. I am writing a book. Your account will add much to the compendium of knowledge. Follow me to my quarters. Rin had no idea what book, human existence, or compendium of knowledge meant, but she did understand she was to follow him. While he sat at a desk, she answered his questions. He wanted to know of her family and what crops and animals were raised on her farm. He wanted to know about the rivers and seacoast. The long season of winter interested him especially. He wanted to know how people fed their families through the cold, dark months, what clothes they wore, what their houses were like. So many questions. Fruit, wine, and bread were delivered to Hercules' quarters at midday. Enough, Rin. You have earned your supper. Eat what you will. Rin remembered to eat slowly. She remembered to drink the wine delicately. I had asked questions all morning. Do you have any for me? I have so many, replied Rin. I have never met someone from such a barbaric region of the world, continued Hercules. It is my calling to record what I learn. I long to understand the human mind. Your questions will reveal your thoughts. Ask. You are so small. How did you split the land and join the seas? Hercules laughed until he cried. Dear girl, I am not the Hercules. I am only a Hercules. With a wave of his hand, Hercules dismissed a puzzled Rin. As she walked into the women's quarters, she heard him relapse into laughter. Thank you for listening. To hear more of the story, please come back soon, or you may purchase your own copy on Amazon. Just follow the link below. Until next time.